Sleeping in the Rain. After many arguments, many tears, and countless discarded plans, Sierra, with the help of her family and friends, moved into a new home. Her sister-in-law Faith, without needing any reason except that Sierra needed a new start and had enough money to put down on a small house in the country, enthusiastically joined in on the house-finding hunt. While Faith house hunted, Sierra was busy orienting herself in her new position as a loan application representative. Having made it very clear that a job was an immediate necessity, her brother procured a position for her in a local small-town bank that was one of his clients. Sierra's mother was also anxious to be part of what she thought was her daughter putting her failed marriage behind her and launching a new life. Faith managed to intervene and kept that from happening. Profoundly grateful for Faith's help, Sierra suspected that the woman was not eager to play host to her husband's mother for an indefinite amount of time, which is what the aforementioned woman was planning. Sierra's main requirements for purchasing a home was that it must be very low priced and in a rural setting. She was eager to move into the home immediately and move out of the motel room she was in as soon as possible. So after a month of looking in all the surrounding areas around Charleston, Sierra finally found a small 4-room bungalow with a wide old-fashioned porch that she thought fitted everything that she wanted. She decided to use only half of the money that Mrs. Allen sent her toward the down payment, with the expectation that she would have more to spend on repairs and on moving costs. After changing her driver's license into her maiden name again, she took a short weekend trip to see her parents in Florida. Then she felt ready to put the past behind her completely and enjoy the first home that she had ever had that was hers and hers alone. Over the next few months, as summer turned into fall, Sierra painted and decorated her new home with the help of Faith and Connie. She also became friends with several of her neighbors who lived along the road that she traveled daily into the small town of Lyndonville. The town was about a city block long one way and a block long in the other direction. It housed a post office and a gas convenience store and a church that doubled as a community center. At one time, there was a school, but it had been turned into a house as the community became absorbed into the larger county district. At night, with a glass of iced lemon tea and sprayed with bug protection, Sierra viewed the peaceful country road from her porch in wonder at how her life had changed so much in just a few short months of time. Her parents voiced concern that she would feel lonely out there as they faced it. However, suggesting that a woman living alone was unsafe and should be living in a gated community. They went as far as to offer to help her to purchase one if money was a problem. But Sierra was adamant that she wanted to live in the country, and in truth, she was not lonely. She had lost none of her old friends, and in fact, had made many new ones. She also loved the quietness of the countryside and the friendliness of the people who lived there. That fateful day she received those final divorce papers and everything changed. Something inside of her changed also, and she became a different person. Then, after the ill-fated experience at Faulkner Lodge, the direction of her life had once again taken an unexpected turn. While married to Joe, Sierra's life had been one of parties and friends, with vacations in South Florida with her family or in Naples with Joe's family. They had lived a full life of activities such as movies and fine dining and attending sports events. There was always some exciting event planned for weekends and holidays. Sierra's idea of fun now consisted of having a backyard picnic with Connie and her family, or sharing giant bowls of popcorn with the children of the neighborhood on movie night at the community church. She also loved attending the festivals and ball games that the community held. She now enjoyed shopping the nursery up the road for new flowers and bulbs to plant in her garden, as well as sharing those plants and learning garden knowledge from her neighbors over a cup of coffee. At night, it was a different story. When bedtime came, it was a rare night that sleep came easy for Sierra. From the rain-soaked day that she had moved into her new home to the present, it seemed that rain had settled into the region. Many nights, the noise of heavy rain falling on the tin roof, or thunder that seemed to land in the open pasture land adjacent to her small acreage, would wake her up from a sound sleep, bringing many sleepless hours to pass before it was time to prepare to go to her workplace. Those hours still brought haunting memories and sometimes tears, but when morning came, her cozy home and the peaceful landscape, along with a cheery wave from a new friend, dispelled the nighttime regrets to a distant dream. One morning, Sierra noticed an article in the Charleston News. It read, Gabriel Faulkner had hosted a dinner gala at the Biltmore Estates. The article said that the 10th annual gathering brought together world leaders of the financial markets as well as ruling dignitaries and celebrities. Sierra first thought that the famous estate had been chosen because she had vacated her job in overseeing the preparations at the lodge. But as she read further, she realized that this location was always the designated site. Immediately, she became outraged at what she perceived to be an outright lie that Gabriel Faulkner and Cornell Allen both perpetrated on a naive and trusting woman, namely her. The question was, why? It was after spending days dwelling on Gabriel Faulkner's flagrant attempts to seduce her by offering her money and finally succeeding in responding to him that Sierra began to have disturbing dreams. They were about Faulkner Lodge, dreams that disappeared in the morning. Then one bright morning in September, following a night of pounding raindrops and wind in the nighttime hours, Sierra woke from a dream that left her feeling exhausted. The ringing of the phone woke her up. Without looking at the incoming number, she put the phone to her ear, expecting to hear a familiar voice of one of her friends. It was not the voice she thought to hear. Sierra, Gabriel Faulkner's commanding voice came over the wire. How did you get this number? Sierra sputtered. I am a resourceful man, he answered bluntly. Why would you bother? She replied. I am concerned that you are hiding from me, he countered. I am not hiding, she denied. Mrs. Allen tells me that you changed your phone and all of your mail has been returned. What would you expect me to think? I thought that we had become friends, he remarked, the last sentence spoken in a most conciliatory tone. I moved, she answered, her voice getting weaker as she spoke. Now that I am speaking to you, I want you to know that I am no threat to you. Why would I think that? And what reason could there be that would make you a threat to me? He asked gruffly. No reason, that is why I am saying, she replied. You're not making any sense, Sierra, Gabriel retorted. What are you trying to say to me? What you do does not matter to me. What I think or do need not matter to you. That is what I am saying, she answered. What if I said that what you think absolutely does matter to me, and what you do matters to me, he countered. It shouldn't, she answered firmly. I would never talk of my time at Faulkner Lodge. I have forgotten it entirely. I only want to get on with the rest of my life. Does that satisfy you? Get on with your life, he echoed her words. With the money you earned. That is why you said you took the job in the first place, for the money. So why haven't you contacted me about the rest of your money? I told Mrs. Allen that since I didn't stay out my time, I didn't expect the money, Sierra explained. On the contrary, Sierra, we made a deal. You will be paid in full. I don't break my contracts. I wouldn't be in business long if I did, he argued. I'm not holding you to anything. I left early, so I understand I broke the agreement, she declared with as much dignity as she could bring to her tone. Yes, you did leave early, Gabriel replied, and that is what I have been wanting to discuss with you these past months. Why did you leave? He demanded. You owe me that much of an explanation. Don't you agree? I just needed to go home. I was homesick, Sierra answered softly, almost fearfully. Granger says that you fled from him when he discovered you in the cellar, he challenged. What made you run from him and then leave with all your things a few hours later? He gave me his version. Now I would like to hear yours. It doesn't matter, Sierra insisted. It matters to me, he persisted. It matters to me that something happened that frightened you. Whatever happened between you and Granger, I want to know what it was, and I want to hear it from you. Please, can't we just let it go? I am not going to cause anyone any trouble. I promise, she asserted, almost in tears from agitation. I will let it go after we have sorted this out, and I don't want to have to do it over the telephone. Can you agree to have dinner with me at a public place of your choosing? If you will meet with me and answer my concerns, then I will drop the matter. Agreed? All right, Sierra agreed reluctantly, but any place you choose is fine, as long as it's public and in Charleston, she added,